We are now live on Facebook. Expansion Cast is live once again, and here I am, Roger, your host, with Lily Morley. Now, Lily and I are going to talk about something that some of you might feel squirmish about, but that's okay. This is Expansion Cast, and I like to talk about the squirmy things in life. So today we're talking about prostates and the importance of prostate massage and the benefits of prostate massage and whatever else comes up with that. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic podcast for you to tune into. So welcome, Lily.
Thank you, Roger. Thanks for asking me on the show. I've never
Yeah,
been live on Facebook.
Well, here you are, first time.
Here we
Perfect.
are, in at the deep end, Roger. In at the
Well,
deep end.
We both had first times recently, hey?
We have. I'm a lot of people's first times.
Yeah, true.
And for lots of things, and I'm quite happy to take that role on for lots of people. And I don't like the phrase "I'm honoured and blessed," but I am honoured and blessed, and feel good that I can guide people through their first time with things that they come to me for.
So, let everybody know who you are, and not just the facade of who you are, but like who you really are at your core. Like what makes you tick?
Well, I'm just a chick from England. I came over. I moved to Lethbridge in Canada 13 years ago with my family. I'm a mum. I've got 3 awesome kids. They're great. They're good. We're good friends, so that's a good start in life. If you're good friends with your parents, then we have a great relationship. I'm a musician. I play the bass guitar and the double bass and piano, and I sing. I play in a couple of bands. Music is a massive part of my life. Music and massage and mothering. That's basically what I do. Since COVID, I really had to. My life's changed completely, and I just focus on those 3 things: being a good mum, providing for my kids, working, doing the prostate massage. Obviously, we're going to talk about that, and music. So I'm basically, if you text me, I'm doing one of those things.
Nice. So one of the interesting, like I talked to Lily about prostate massage probably about a year ago, hey? And so just you introduced.
I think it was like April or possibly the end of May.
Yeah, and I remember us. It was an interesting conversation, and for some people around the table, it seemed a bit edgy, but for me, I kind of like edgy conversations. But so I really thought it was interesting some of the things you were saying about the numbers of prostate massage and how things change for the man and his PSA numbers after a massage. And so I kind of did my own personal little bit of exploration, and I bought a prostate massager and did that myself and experienced that. And then I also have a machine called a Healy, and I did a prostate frequency massage. Experienced that.
Tell me about that, Roger. This is new to me. I don't even know what that machine is.
Yeah, the Healy is it's a new machine, not even legal in Canada yet for sale, but I got it out of the US, and it sends out frequencies. You can wear the cables, or you can actually just have the machine sitting on the table in front of you or wherever, and it has a whole list, 144,000 frequencies, and it sends them out to the body to help the body come into a state of resonance. So yeah, it's interesting. So, and then last week I saw Lily and had an actual prostate massage from a human. So I've experienced 3 of the prostate massage types, I
Methods,
guess, I don't know, methods, yeah.
methods, maybe.
Yeah, and they all have their own benefits and different experiences for sure. So I guess people are probably wondering, well, why are you doing all this? Why are you exploring this avenue? And I think, Lily, you can explain that a bit.
Why are you exploring it, or why should people
Why
explore it?
why
Both.
should man explore that?
Well, I think the prostate and its health in the last decade or so, we with those big campaigns with like Movember, like when the guys draw a mustache, you know, they grow their facial tash there. So prostate conditions and disease have prostate cancer mostly has been brought out into the public eye, and you know, people see that blue ribbon. We've got pink for breast cancer and blue ribbon for prostate cancer. So the prostate has become a little bit more people are aware of the prostate a little bit more now because of those campaigns, and but people don't. Well, we're not really sure how to bring about healing in that. So we're asked to give money for research. You know, grow a mustache for a month, raise money for research, and all the research that is done with using that money is basically pharmaceuticals, and more modern techniques, either like surgeries or pharmaceuticals to treat the prostate problems. With my experience with prostate massage, and then my personal experience, and then my like research into it, I found that there are much less. There's more natural ways to go about healing the prostate rather than pharmaceuticals.
Mhm.
And with like with anything, when the person's ill, it's dis-ease. You know, the body, there's dis-ease, disease is dis-ease. It's not working properly. And for what I experienced and what I've read about is that through prostate massage, we can ward off this dis-ease by bringing about natural healing. And if we can allow the prostate and the person to be as in we encourage the healing like an organic, slow healing, increasing healing, rather than just drugs that will stop those symptoms. So with prostate massage, what we're doing is, what happens is that we're allowing the blood to flow, the energy to flow, and to encourage a place, an environment where healing can begin. And it's not a quick thing though. Like prostate massage, the benefits aren't usually instant. Like it takes repeated prostate massage to like encourage this healing, for the body to
Right.
start healing itself. You know, some of the prostate conditions that I deal with my clients, some of those conditions may have taken many months, many years, many years to manifest and to show their symptoms. Like the three main, well, there's kind of four main things that I like treat or encounter is an enlarged prostate. Well, that can
Mhm.
take 20 years before. That can take 20 years to start showing symptoms. Prostatitis, which is an inflammation of the prostate. There's a few reasons. There's a few subtypes, but those things, unless it's an infection, it's a chronic disease. So they take many months and years to take a little while to see the healing, you know, to see the
Right.
benefits of the process of the healing. Then there's the prostate cancer. This is edgy. This many people will say the prostate can't be massaged if you've got cancer. So I don't do that. If I know a person's got prostate cancer, I won't massage their prostate
Mhm.
unless this is a big unless their doctor or urologist have given them the go ahead. It would only ever be, it's got 4 stages, and it would only be in the first stage that I would be comfortable massaging the prostate when when it's on a very cellular level in one part of the prostate. There's no tumors to like knock off. Like, I understand why people, but in the early stages, if a urologist has given the thumbs up, then I'm in agreement. And so, and then the other thing that I treat majorly, so enlarged prostate, prostatitis, prostate cancer, only with the agreement with the urologist or doctor, is libido, low libido with and ED, erectile dysfunction. So I guess there's 5 things. Most of my clients, a good chunk, are men who have problems with ED, with whichever, whether they can't get an erection at all, whether things don't work, whether something that I do get great results with actually is painful ejaculation. So when a man ejaculates and there's pain or pain on arousal, prostate massage, I don't know anyone that I've not helped. That has helped every time. It's just blockages in the prostate. So yeah, I forget what you asked me.
That's all right. That's all right. So summing up, what are the 5 things, just to sum up?
Let's just start with the prostate cancer, but that's got a big warning red flag. So that is something that really would, and a doctor's not going to send, there is no possible way a doctor will tell someone to come and see me. No way. They will. I'm not licensed, but if prostate massage is something that they are able to explore with the doctors say so, then I'm happy to see them. So prostate cancer with red flag. Enlarged prostate, so that would be, people know that as BPH, benign static hyperplasia. So benign meaning non-cancerous, meaning growth. So prostate cancer, BPH, prostatitis, which is inflamed, ED. So anything to do with erection, pain on ejaculation, and then sexual libido. That's people see great results in their changes in their desire for sexual activity. So those are
okay. So the top 5 things. Now it's interesting. I just had I'm 50, turned 50 this year, or actually late last year. And I went to my doctor for a checkup, and he said, I do not recommend checking the prostate. I said, oh, that's interesting. And he goes, well, there's a lot of studies that if there is cancer, that it's 1 in 5 chance that you'll beat it. And that 1 in 5 chance, he said, is basically hell on earth. It's a horrible, horrible ordeal. And he said that, and if you're not going to make it through it, it's even worse. So it's a terrible ordeal. And I don't know what to believe in that. But then I said to him, I says, what do you think about prostate massage? He's like, well, there's no proof that does anything. And I'm like, why do we massage all other parts of the body then if they're in disease or in dis-ease? Looked at me and he was like, oh. He had nothing else to say. But isn't it interesting? And but he did go on to say that it's, even if it was like a good thing to do, like the massage is a good thing to do, it's really difficult for him to have that conversation with people because so many people are not ready to hear the word prostate and actually talk about it because they get so uncomfortable because of the location.
That's the main problem. If the prostate was on the back of the knees, I think most people would just massage the back of the knees. They'd massage the the medical world suggests to women one of the best ways to keep our breasts and our ducts free and clear and flowing. When we check our breasts once a month, hey, let's massage them once a month. When we're in the shower, massage our breasts, keep those ducts unblocked, encourage blood flow. The breast and the prostate are extremely similar in how they're made up, and the issues them. Mastus is blockages of the ducts. You get infections in the you get an infection in there. You get prostate breast cancer. It's the same with the prostate. It's very similar. We've got these ducts that fill up that need to remain clear, and massage, pretty simple way to keep those ducts, those, that's called acini, A-C-I-N-I. Acini is the real name, the medical name for the ducts. The acini get blocked up. You massage it, blood flow, unblocked, we're good to go. We just keep it with the massage, we're just keeping things flowing. Like on a medical point, from a very like physical point of view, the massage, all we're doing is manipulating it, unblocking it, and then to allow the flow. Look at it through the Asian, Eastern cultures. We're just bringing life, we're bringing the chi back into, we're energizing that area to encourage healing. So right. I don't talk about the kind of the Eastern approach too much, because I touch on it, but I think the people who are interested in the Eastern thing, they'll catch on with that idea with the chakras. I think that goes a little bit too deep for many people, so I try and keep things simple. You've got blockages, you massage them, you encourage flow, you encourage healing. Yeah. It's in every one of our energy bodies or auric bodies, we encourage flow in our chakras. Yeah, you're right. And the body, I mean, every part of my body, if I'm not feeling flow, I goes for a massage, or I massage it, but generally if somebody else massages it works much better. Before we move on, can I just talk about PSA? Okay. Because this was the turning point for me. So PSA is it's short for prostate specific antigen. It's created in the prostate, and the numbers you get, this is the PSA test that men are suggested to do at about the age of 45. So it's just a blood test. If the PSA levels are near to 4 or above 4, they warrant an investigation. Now there are reasons, because it could be a sign of cancer. So this is one of the tests that they do. Now I had 2 clients about 2 years ago tell me that their PSA had gone down since they started to see me. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, awesome. Didn't really know. I hadn't done too much research into it. And then I had a client here in Lethbridge, or just outside Lethbridge, and he'd been diagnosed with prostate cancer, very early stages, and his medical team, he'd asked whether prostate massage was something that he could look into. His PSA, I think, I'm thinking it was 6.9. It was high enough that it was prostate cancer. After a biopsy, he got checked. And it took him probably, I think he said 18 months. That might be wrong, but it took him many months to find someone to do this. I was massaging him. I was just his massage. I did regular massage on him. And one day he said, Lily, do you know anyone who does prostate massage? And so he'd struck gold, because I was his massage therapist, kind of like I knew him, quasi-friend, like someone I knew. And he shared with me, he said, I'm trying to find someone to do prostate massage. I've got prostate cancer, very early levels. His doctor else will take you before the prostate cancer will. So it was, it wasn't aggressive. So anyway, we did it. We did 6 prostate massages, 1 a week for 6 weeks. before the pandemic started. So, and then I didn't see him for his reasons, and then the lockdown, I didn't see him. But he told me, he let me know that his PSA test after these series of 6 massages, his PSA level had dropped. He's like, oh, well, that's cool. Now this guy smokes, drinks, it's not super healthy, doesn't really exercise. So he thought, well, that's cool, that's interesting. 6 months later, no extra prostate massages because of the lockdown. His second PSA test went lower again. So
Mhm.
it 4.9. So his medical team said, well, something's happening. And it was at that point that my client shared with his doctors that he'd had these prostate massages, and he could only put it down to that. You know, I think all of this warrants more investigation. When we've got specific black and white numbers that are measurable, I think it would be a great thing to see some proper peer-reviewed, well thought out studies. And it wouldn't be difficult. Like, this is not a difficult thing. This is not pharmaceuticals. It's just your hand, you know? It's just a, well, not your hand. It's a simple thing. It's like free. So we don't know. The studies aren't going to happen. Like, I know that. I'm bashing my head against a brick wall thinking that any studies are going to happen. But so I'm just going to plod on, do what I do, and keep helping people, because all those things all those 5 main things, the prostate massage helps, every client sees improvement, with exception to one client. The only one that I don't see any improvement in is someone who comes to me with ED. They can't get erect because they're on strong antidepressants. So when I can't fight prostate massage, however good it is, it's not going to beat an antidepressant where it's too strong. So that's the only time I know that I can't help someone, that it's not going to help.
Yeah, well, and the antidepressant has nothing to do with the prostate, I don't believe anyway. It's probably more of a mental block.
Mm-hmm. And nervous system, I'm thinking. Like, I don't know.
Energetic system, yeah. So, yeah, my experience, I don't know if I've seen any benefits, but I've had 2 previous experiences. And maybe I should have waited and had this first and then the other ones, but I know I can't say I didn't have a benefit. In the process, I had a benefit, and the big benefit was um, you were doing some work, which is like you're pushing on pressure points and releasing the energy, the armor. So it's like pushing on these armor points, and that was a huge benefit for me. And I know you were just doing that intuitively, which was remarkable. And yeah, if anything, that was like, if that's all I ever came back for, I would totally just do it for those pressure points. And that was, for me, yeah, it moved a lot of energy, and I had some stuck stuff in there. And then the end, it was like a bit edgy, like doing the manual release. That was pushing an edge for me. What?
Not my manuals.
No, but yeah, that was a bit of an edge for me. So good there. As far as the actual prostate massage, I don't think it actually benefited me, because I think my prostate's pretty healthy as it is.
Yep.
So I don't, yeah, I
You
didn't see
work
any.
on your work with meditation and tantra. Like, you provide a lot of healing to yourself. So I would have been surprised if there was anything wrong with your prostate anyway, actually, because
Yeah.
you do so much work on your chakras. So I think it's important, I just want to add in here to your viewers or listeners, is that I'm not a doctor. My history is not at all medical. I have no training in massage. So I'm not someone that someone can come and get personal advice from. I'm not, I can't give personal case by case diagnosis or I can't prescribe anything. So I'm coming from a very intuitive energy work, body work. So and I'm not saying that I'm medically trained, or I don't know it all. I just know what I know. I do what I do, and for some people that's healing. So yeah, so it's important that people don't think that I'm that I'm a doctor or expecting to be treated like a doctor. My code of ethics, as far as like discretion is concerned, like I wouldn't share with anyone's information or anything. So that's the same. But I'm in my studio, really, not a clinic office, and I don't think of my work as a practice. So that's quite important to I just wanted to add that in there.
Well, I think that's important in some ways. I feel that there's a whole lot of limitation around what people do and what they don't do in the course of working with other people in these taboo realms. And but the thing is that if people like you aren't doing what you're doing, when's it going to happen? Like, who's going to do this stuff? Who's going to be breaking through these unknowns? I mean, how did a doctor become a doctor? I mean, like, the earth wasn't created with doctors, not in the sense that we have today. I mean, it was people using intuition, researching, et cetera, to find methods to help people heal. I mean, we got real shaman out there that still do a lot of that stuff. I mean, right now we have a lot of pseudo shamans, but we do have a lot of healers out in the world that are doing really good work. And the current medical paradigm is picking up on that stuff. I mean, if we get psychedelics and the work with depression, I mean, that stuff's been around for eons, and the medical science is just starting to catch on.
Yeah. Prostate massage, there's a ancient text, but dating back to like the 4th century. It could be the 4th century BC, but I'll err on the AD, where they mention the prostate massage, and its prevalence in the Eastern world, in the Eastern cultures, is quite large. The men. So this is a nice context of like a setting, is that like noble people who would have had multiple wives.
So
they had their doctor.
You just froze for a second. Can you go back up like 10 seconds?
So, yeah, sure. Like there are kings and leaders in Asia who they had the multiple wives, and they were expected to look after all their multiple wives. And the way they made sure that happened was they had their own prostate massage doctor, or a doctor who was, that was their main role, was to make sure that the man could satisfy all their wives. So with the massage, it kept the physical functioning going down there, but it also increases his libido, so he would want to look after all his wives. So that's the Eastern bit.
That's pretty
all of
interesting.
these prostate problems did you not know that?
No.
No, it's kind of cool thinking that if You see, like, why would a man not want to be in his prime sexually? In the prime, like, why wouldn't a man want his bits to work, to function, to be free of like mischief down there? Like, I would want that. If I had a prostate, I would want to be making sure it was in its tip-top condition. And unless you're eating organic food, you're doing specific exercises, and you're getting healthy, and you've got a very active, healthy sex life. If you've not got organic food, excellent exercises, and a regular health sex life, then you need prostate massage. That's what I think.
So you just said something, if you had one, but you do have a prostate.
I do. Well, not so much a prostate. So in the when a baby's growing, like when a baby's in the womb, before it's a baby, when it's an embryo, the body collects all the nerves. I'm pretty sure on this, like I'd be happy to be stood corrected on this, but I read last year during the lockdown, I read that in the embryo, before the embryo is sexed to male or female, all the nerves and all the nerves for the prostate and all like the workings for the prostate in this embryo are already in place before the sexing of the embryo, the fetus, I guess, sorry. Then at the point where that fetus is sexed male, all those nerve endings become the prostate, and then it becomes the prostate. If that fetus is female, it becomes the Skene's gland, which would what we would know as the woman's G-spot. So
Right.
So the prostate and the Skene's gland in women, the G-spot and the prostate are the same thing, but it was just at the point of development in the womb that one becomes the prostate and one becomes the woman's G-spot. So yes, I do. There's not too much disease. It's pretty rare to have any problems with the Skene's gland for women. It's not pretty much just does what it does. There's not too much.
Well,
So,
I mean, it's probably more common that the woman is having a massage, though.
there during
Yeah, during normal penetration, at times.
normal
So
penetration. So this is where lots of women might not like me. Oh well, nothing's new. Nothing's new about that. So with we have touched on the fact that the prostate, actually we haven't touched on the fact that the prostate is an erogenous zone too much. In fact, have we even yet?
not really.
We haven't. So the prostate has huge amount of nerve endings and is a very, very significant erogenous zone in a man. I don't talk about too much about that because there's lots about the fact that the prostate's that online and in books and things. But so if the partner of someone, if a partner of a woman doesn't attend to the lady's G-spot or the woman's G-spot ever, they ignore it, even though they know full well that the G-spot is an erogenous zone, as something a very integral part of a woman's pleasure. If a man, generally man, if the partner doesn't attend to the G-spot either with fingers or his penis, lots of people would consider that a bit of a lousy lover, someone who was not caring for their partner's pleasure. This is why people hate me, because I just say it how it is, or at least say how I think it is. Maybe it's not right. So when the partner of the man, so I'm just using man and woman here, but we know that trans women have prostates, people identify, I'm just keeping it simple. So if a man doesn't attend to the woman's G-spot, he's a lousy lover or not very attentive. Now, once a woman finds out that a prostate is a massive erogenous zone on their partner, and if that partner asks for the partner to massage that prostate in a sexual setting, talking in their private bedroom, and that woman refuses because she doesn't want to go there because that's gross, that's upper bum, or it's gay, he must be gay, he wants his prostate massaged. Shame on that lady. Shame on that woman. That man, their partner, has got to a point where he knows that this is something that he might want to explore in their relationship. He's plucked up the courage. Maybe he's explored it on his own and then wants to bring, his girlfriend or wife into this to be part of it, because it's profound. It's like a profound new area of his sexuality. If she then says no, because those things is gross, don't want to do that, it's pretty sad that that's the barrier, that's their reason. Because I know full well that he would do the same thing. If she asked, can you do this for me? I'm pretty sure that most men would say, sure, what do we do? So, that the gay thing and the poop thing are the things that stop men and couples from exploring prostate stimulation in the bedroom, which is a shame, because I think it's a very connecting thing for two people. It can bring about a lot of, energy and intimacy. And it's another whole level of intimacy between a couple. So,
Right.
That's never a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. And one of the things I think that is coming here is that if a man all of a sudden has this desire to have that penetration, to have that massage, that somewhere intuitively maybe he knows, there's part of one's essence that knows that it needs a massage, that it needs that stimulation to return to health.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's important to not
sexual healing. No, there's nothing shameful about this, not at all. Evolution has made it so that sex feels good to us humans, so we can't ignore of great pleasure as something that we shouldn't be shying away from that. We should be walking towards it. So the main stimulation that a man can get, and this is so when sex is quite vigorous and hard, and there's a lot of impact, that can feel quite often that's the most pleasurable that it can be for sexual intercourse itself. That hard, I call it poundy sex. So that hard poundy sex provides impact and stimulation to the prostate, because nature needs that prostate to be massaged. It needs to have that impact to dislodge any blockages. That's why you'll see people who do have a healthy sex life, they're not in general, they don't have as many prostate issues. But there's a difference between ejaculation via sexual intercourse and ejaculation via masturbation. They are two very different things. The masturbation does not provide enough impact to penetrate the physical doesn't impact the prostate the same. Whereas sexual intercourse, there's that banging, basically, that's what it's called, isn't it? A good banging is good for the prostate. It's not the same as masturbation. So yeah, I just want to bring this up, and we live in southern Alberta. There's lots on my website and blog and Facebook and Instagram about a study that have been taking place. One study that I read, and I'm only just going to say this, I'm not going to comment on it, but the prevalence of prostate cancer in Utah is way above average. So I'm not going to say any more from that. So the prostate, their comeback when they're spoken about, people in Utah say, well, they explain the fact that there's so much prostate cancer because they do so much screening. I don't believe that. I've got other opinions on why prostate cancer and prostate issues is so high in Utah. Next question, Roger.
Would that be because of the shaming?
Because the shaming.
That's all you have to say. You don't have to say where
Yeah.
the shame comes from or the roots of the shame,
No.
but it's all shame,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
what's my next question? What's the strangest thing that's happened in any of your prostate massage events that you can share?
Strangest or profound?
Uh, I like both questions, so we can do both.
Let me think. Okay. So, well, profound. So I had a client come to me. He'd not had an erection for 2 years. He was healthy. He ate well. He exercised. He came to me and had heard about. He'd looked it up. You know, I have a fairly prolific online. I have an online profile out there, so I'm not shy about what I do. I'm proud of what I do, and I want people to talk about it. So, you know, so anyway, this man had found me. He'd not had an erection. He'd not had sex with his wife for 2 years. He came to me. We did a prostate massage 1 week. There was nothing going on down there. Like there was no reaction, not at all. And he, you know, I think he thought maybe he'd be cured by one massage. I was like, hey buddy, like you got to this point 2 years ago, it's taken a bit of time. So give it time. It's an investment. This is, you know, you invest in a whatever. This isn't much of an investment financially. So anyway, he didn't want to wait a month. He said, can I see you this week? I said, sure, come tomorrow. He came the next day. He came by. We did the prostate massage, and my mum doesn't want to hear this. I know that. She's not listening to it. So I was giving him a prostate massage, and when I feel the prostate, like I can feel what's going on down there. I can tell what level of arousal a man is in by what the prostate feels like. It goes like when I first like touch the prostate, it's kind of blobby, gluey, and then as I massage it, and I have a certain way I do that. As I massage that, there's profound change in it. So lots of people don't realize this, but the prostate has the same tissue makeup as the penis. So on arousal, more blood comes in and tighter it gets. That's, you know, prostate and the penis are very similar like that. So this man, probably only 7 minutes in, I spend about maybe 10 minutes massaging the prostate, depending on various things. And about 7 minutes in, he said, oh, something's happening. And he'd never felt this before. And I said, is everything all right? Is it painful? He said, no. I carried on. And so he ejaculated without orgasm by me just massaging his prostate. So people would call this a drainage. So you massage the prostate for long enough that it kind of just expels everything out of it, like on demand, without the orgasm bit. So that was he'd never experienced that before. You know, usually when a man ejaculates, it's in combination with an orgasm. This was a good ejaculation as far as volume goes, and it was like he'd never seen it. I'd never seen anything like that. So that was his second time coming to see me. So something must have happened from his first trip, because the next one, like that day, he was able to get an erection. Afterwards, I continued because I hadn't actually finished the got an erection. Like, he was looking at me like, so I'm getting hard even though that I've just ejaculated. I said, well, you know, this is it. They're not the same thing. One's an expellation, expelling something. The other one's like the mental thing and the stimulation. Anyway, we finished, and I said, how was that? You know, describe that erection to me. He said, well, I've not had an erection for 2 years, so it was pretty good. I said, do you think you could have had sex with your wife? He said, I would have had sex. He probably wouldn't have lasted very long, but he would have been able to actually have sex with his wife. He said that was like more erect, more aroused than he'd been in, 2 years. So that's the most profound, I think, as far as time-wise. Like, that's good results very quickly. I don't actually think I've had too many strange things. Like, I wish I could think of something strange for you, but
Well, I want
what
to
were you
add to this.
thinking?
I want to add to your story too, because I feel like people might be thinking, well, the guy's been with his wife for a long time. Maybe the energy isn't there anymore. The passion, blah, blah, blah. And maybe Lily has, I think you're frozen, are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
there you
froze up there, Roger.
are.
Rewind.
So, so to recap,
Yeah.
there could be a perception that this fellow with his wife, they've been together for years, who knows how long, and maybe they've just lost all their
30
passion.
years.
That's why you can't get hard. So he comes to you, and maybe you have all the sexual energy, and that's what's happening. But I can assure you, from my experience, and I believe you've even told me that you're asexual, and like I did
That's
not
another whole
find,
story.
I, but wait, I did not find the process to be sensual in any way. I found it to be like kind of like being in a doctor's office, a little bit maybe less than a
Relaxed,
doctor's
hopefully.
office,
Yep.
relaxed space, a little bit chilly, um, but I did not find anything sensual or sexual about it. And for me, it was actually a lot of concentration to actually do the final release.
Yep.
I wasn't even sure I could.
Yeah, and no pressure. That's not expected. Uh, the objective of the come in for a prostate massage is to increase blood flow to the prostate so that when I do touch it, it's not painful, like when you go to a doctor's office. It's to massage it to dislodge any blockages in the ducts. And then that last section, that last part, that is a very personal part to my clients, and that depends on their comfort level, their guilt, whether this is something that they can, the expelling of that. It needs to, I encourage my clients to ejaculate as soon as they are comfortable to do so. So most people, it's not something that can happen in my company. I'm not an intimate partner. So this is not, I'm not having anything to do with this. Usually, like the majority of the time, I leave the office or they go home. That's not part of it. The purpose is not for sexual gratification. It's for energizing the prostate and to ejaculate as soon as they can. This is 2021. Alberta Health Services are not looking at me at all. They don't want nothing to do with me. So I'm going to provide an experience with as much healing, with as much meaning for my clients as possible, without it being seedy, creepy, questionable. And I think I'm glad your experience wasn't sexual and sensual. That's not the idea of what I do. I have no intention of providing that. So I'm very glad that you felt that. And I wasn't treating you any different. Roger, we've known each other for a decade, and I've never treated you like differently to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the point where I want to, this is very important. When a client calls me and I talk to them, the first thing that I say to them is that, do you have a sexual partner, or, you know, a partner that you should be having sex with? And if they say yes, I say, ideally, Mr. So-and-so, I would be meeting with your wife to show her, or your girlfriend, to show her how to do this. My ideal, if I could like magically make everything how I want it, is my clients would come to me, and then I would say, well, I would bring your wife in, bring your girlfriend in, let me show her what to do, and you go off. Now I've just lost potentially an ongoing income. But for me, educating the partners to look after, take care of their prostate, the prostate in their life, is so profound that I would never do a prostate massage again, other than showing the partners how to do it. Like I say on my, website and Facebook and everything, I'm a prostate massage proponent and practitioner. You know, my website's my what I offer is coaching. I want to coach couples and men how to do it themselves using the massages and things. But I did, and I've even done group sessions as well, where we do this in groups. We can't do that now, obviously, for social distancing reasons. But educating people, to telling them, like, saying, this is fine, you can do this. This is not taboo. You're not gay, even though there's no worries about being gay anyway. But the fact that you want to see the benefits in the bedroom and in the washroom and down there, and this, the fact that you want to see the benefits of prostate massage in those areas is only a good thing. It's about looking after yourself. So if I can coach couples and show them how to do this and say, it's okay, this is fine, there's no shame in this, that would be great. And I'll just see the people who don't have a partner. I do honestly think of my job as I'm just a surrogate finger, and I do a pretty good massage. Like, I like massage. I'm not an RMT, but I like working with bodies. I've always done energy work. So, so that's important to me. The education part is like profound. I wouldn't be here outing myself, taking on this position if I didn't think it was really important. Like,
Yeah.
I've had to, all my family and friends know what I do. This hasn't been an easy journey. It really hasn't been an easy journey. But for whatever negative feedback or comments or snideness or people talking behind my back, none of that matters as much as what I have to say. Well, it's not even what I have to say, is I'm reading stuff, sharing other people's experiences. So what I am saying is, like, I didn't invent this. I'm just a proponent of it. So, like, if it's worth saying, it's worth listening to, it's worth exploring. Not everyone should have a prostate massage, though. There are people, just before anyone just goes, oh yeah, let's do this. There are certain, later stages of prostate cancer. People who have hemorrhoids, they shouldn't do it. Anal fissures shouldn't do it. Any active, like an acute infection in the prostate, shouldn't have a massage. Chronic disease is okay. Someone with epididymitis, I think that's how you say it. I've only read that word, so I don't even know. Any infection down there, you need to stay clear of until, or at least be gentle with. So, so education is important, knowing that it's something that you should look into. Like, I really do think so.
Yeah,
I've put my life on the line here as far as work is concerned and everything. This is something that I've now devoted my like full time. It's not full-time hours yet. Maybe it will be one day, but my income dropped. Like, I'm prepared to be poor for a bit whilst this works, because it's important to me.
Awesome. Well, here we are. We're at the end of the interview. We're out of time. And yeah, it was fun. It was a very interesting topic, and I hope everybody enjoyed hearing a little bit about something that might come as uncomfortable, but it comes with a lot of truth and realness. Yeah,
Thanks,
so
Roger. I
yeah,
never thought I'd do this, but we did.
well done.